Hey guys, get some light on here. This is how to make a cherry chocolate cake. Okay, it's a variation, just a plain old chocolate cake. It'll dress it up, change it up, because you know you get tired of the same old all the time, right? So what I've done is I've just taken a cake mix. Okay, I could make it from scratch, but I'm too lazy today to do that. So you just take and you add a cup of water, 1/3 of a cup of oil, and 3 eggs. And then we'll mix those up. Then it gets interesting. Okay. And I just whip it back and forth so it breaks up the clumps real good. Okay. Then you take a fry pan, okay? One of these kind, the hole in the middle. You get some fruit, whether it be cherry pie filling, it can be mixed fruit, it can be peaches, pears, whatever fruit you want, okay? And you just layer it in the bottom, thin layer. You don't want it too thick. You just want to make sure there's plenty of fruit scattered evenly. Okay. Okay. Just a hair right there. All right. So we've got that. And you take and you pour in some of the cake. And you just take and add in little blobs of whatever fruit you're using. I'm just using cherry because cherry goes really good with chocolate. Okay. Yum. And then you layer the rest of the cake mix on. Making sure you cover up that second bunch of cherries all the way. Put it in the oven, which is set at 350 degrees. It's preheated. I'm going to go for 35 minutes. All right. Oops, made a mess. Now, move this up. I want to drop it this time. Now, you can frost it if you wish. Drizzle something over the top if you wish. I'm going to sprinkle powdered sugar over the top rather than a frosting, because I want something sweet, but I don't want the frosting super sweetness. So we just had that fudge, you know. I don't want something super sweet, even though it's going to be fairly sweet. As soon as this is done, then you can't really tell it's done by using the toothpick method on this, because you've added the cherries. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to wait until the bottom looks completely done and it's starting to pull away from the sides and it smells like it's done before you pull it out. Okay, it's not going to get all dry because you've got all that cherry and cherry gel in there from the canned pie cherries. So it's not going to dry out, so you don't have to worry about that. The thing is it adds extra moisture, so you want to make sure it's completely done, the cake part, before you pull it out, because you don't want it doughy at all. Okay, so that's the main thing, is you don't want it doughy. You want it completely cooked. So it's a 35-minute wait. What I'm going to do is I will put the picture of it finished as my thumbnail. How about that? Rather than bring you guys back for just long enough to show you. What you'll do is you let it cool slightly, you put a plate over it, and you flip it over so that it's right side up. Now you can do this with pineapple, and a pineapple cake can make like a pineapple upside down cake with the brown sugar and butter in the bottom first. You can do it with just about anything, really. You can make like an apple and spice cake. Put like some either fresh, but those don't work out quite as good because they're drier, or canned apples, and then put like a spice cake over the top of it, and then drizzle it with like cream cheese frosting. You can use fruit cocktail and like a yellow cake mix, or any flavor really you want, and just leave it like that and not even put anything over the top if you don't want. Any of these, if you want to frost them, you can. It's harder to frost with any kind of a topping on it, like it's going to have, but the drizzling over the top works really well. I'm sure you've seen at the stores, they have bundt cakes with the drizzled frosting. It's because it's easier to do it than it is to try to smear frosting all over the top of it. This is the kind of cake you're going to want to keep in the refrigerator. Okay, it's not going to stay good on your counter more than 2 days. So you want to put it in the fridge so that it stays good until you get it all eaten. I'm going to use this to put it in. I got this down there. I think it was Dollar Tree. It was $1 for this. And I've got 2 of them. And it's got little clips on the side, a little handle on top, so you can pull it in and out. And that's what I'm going to keep it in the fridge with, because you don't want it to absorb any refrigerator odors either. But it makes a good alternative if you get tired of the same old cake with frosting or this or that. Try something with fruit. It's a nice refreshing change, actually. So anyway, I'll put the picture of the finished product as my thumbnail so you guys can see it when it's finished. I already know it's going to be yummy because I've had it before. You should give it a try. See if you like it. You know, what's the worst going to happen? It's not going to be something you like. You want to try something else. But it's super easy. I just used a Duncan Hines dark chocolate fudge cake mix and a can of cherry pie filling. Generic. You know, something to make it easy. If you guys want, see all these recipes in here? I've got recipes on top of recipes. I can really get to cooking if I really want to. But this is a very small kitchen, and it's hard for me to get things spread out because there is no room. So I would use something, personally, like the cake mix and the canned fruit, and give that a shot and see if you guys like it. You know, try it at home. I personally know that my family likes it because I've made it before. And it's a nice variation. It's a nice change of pace. So, anyway, if you guys could hit the thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, consider supporting the channel. Most grateful. And you guys come back and see me. Okay. I went ahead and decided to film it. It took longer than 35 minutes. It took 45 minutes actually, because I guess my stove's old and the knobs might not have had the temperature set quite right. The knobs are replacement knobs and they're about 50 degrees off, so sometimes it doesn't cook exactly the way I want it to. Anyway, I just pulled it out. It's still very hot. I'm going to set this over the top. Get out my mittens. And flip it over. Ooh, I gotta keep these on. See, came out of the pan real nice too. One cherry stayed in there. Uh-oh, some of the cherries are running off. No! Get back on top. Okay. And that is chocolate cherry cake. And it's super yummy. And it doesn't need anything else to be sweeter than that. So anyway, I know I wasn't going to do this, but I went ahead and I'll put these two little clips together. And you'll come back and see me.